What's going on, members? It's your boy Lisa Motupi right here, and we are going to be looking at what I've been looking at for the day. So I've been looking at the markets just a few minutes ago, and there's some beautiful trades that I saw. Right, I actually executed on one trade, and I want to see if maybe would be able to get more executions on the trades that are coming. But one thing that I want to show you guys is how I saw this trade, the thought process behind it. Not only that, and maybe how you guys can also I don't know, maybe gain something from this video, because the most important thing is for you guys to be able to gain something from the videos that I do have out here. So currently what I have for today, the trades that I have for today are right here. I've written down here on my today's trades list. It's actually Nasdaq. I'm looking to short Nasdaq. It's actually going to be a short position. I'll show you guys why I say so, a short-term trade. We've got DEX down here. This one I'm already in it. I'll show you guys how I executed it. Even if it does go against me, I'll learn from it because I'm still learning. I'm an individual that's learning. And also Euro USD, I'm looking to go long on Euro USD. So these are trades that I'm going to be taking today. Obviously DEX I'm already in, and the other two would be if it happens that they do give me what I'm looking for an entry. And let's get right into it. Make sure that you do like this video and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, as these are the types of videos you're going to be getting me going deep by deep, like diving a bit more deeper into the charts, so you guys can be able to understand, learn, and grow with me. So let's see this first beautiful setup right here. Boom. Okay, so you can see here we've got, let me just make sure that it's like this. We've got, okay, let me just start up. As you can see, my trades are here, Nasdaq, DEX, and as well as Euro USD. So what I have here already is we are seeing, or we are looking at the Nasdaq markets now. So already I'm seeing this section. Let me just do this real quick. The first touch here, second touch right here, and as well third touches here. So I'm already seeing third touches here, and at the same time first touches, second touches. So one thing that I want price to actually play around with is price should at least come a bit more to the downside. So either give me a double bottom, go up, or just the third touch here and then still go up to the upside, because you can already see what type of pattern it is printed. You can see what type of a pattern. It's actually let me just do this real quick. There we go. It's actually a reversal pattern when you look at it nicely, because price came impulse to the downside. Let me do this. Price came, okay, it impulsed to the downside here, beautiful impulse to the downside. Then it gave us this beautiful downward pattern, which eventually has to break to the upside like this and like this. So just by looking at it, you can already understand how we are looking at Nasdaq as a whole. So obviously a third touch somewhere around here, or a double bottom structure, then we go to the upside. So that's one thing that I'm looking for on Nasdaq. But let me show you guys on the smaller time frame. That was the 1 hour. Let's see, 15 minutes. Okay, because remember I'm looking at the smaller movements because I'm day trading them. Instead of swing trading them and holding them, I'm just looking to capitalize on the smaller moves, meaning that if it does go down a few more pips, the daily ranges and so on. So here we go. Nasdaq on the 15 minutes, you can see. Okay, so I actually got zones that I actually wanted to buy at, because that's where I'm a bit more comfortable with. But you can see, let's see if I do happen to draw my pattern here. You can easily see. Let me just duplicate this real quick. There we go. Clone. Possibly just place it here. I think it's safe here. And as well push this to the downside a bit, just like this. So basically this, I'd like for it to be our second touches. So if price does go down a bit more and it still comes out, even if it doesn't come to a third touch, but I am looking to actually take an area, a sell somewhere around these areas here. And so it's going to be a short-term sell. It has to be a short-term sell, because I'm not looking to go long-term to the downside. There's a lot of gain with the companies that are involved with Nasdaq. So sells are going to be short-term trades. So currently you can see even here it's at an area of resistance. Double top structures, first catch, as you can see here, second right here. So even pattern, it gave us a retracement candle here. So there's also a chance of it going to the downside here, but it's not where I'm comfortable selling, because say it happens that you saw here, unless maybe I'm willing to risk this trade for the second trade, meaning that I can take this trade 5%. Even if it does go against me, one thing that will happen is that I will sell again here. Let's say if it does, I lose 1%, but when it gets here, then I sell, get to sell. And once I do sell here, it depends on the pattern how it printed. My stop loss right here too, and I'm still going to the downside. So let's see how much you can turn that to 5.9%, close to 6%. So that's actually a trade that I'm looking or seeking for on Nasdaq, but it has to be a beautiful one. So let's see what the DAX already done, because this one here is the one that I am already in. We took this trade, so hopefully I just pray that it does go well, because guys, like it's it would be nice to just log in a few, because I executed. When did I execute? Let me just see when I sent the message to the members here. Around 12:15, so it's like literally 15 minutes ago that I executed. So once it does go well, then I know for sure that we can capitalize more on other positions, but I will focus a bit more on managing it. So I want you guys to also see how I get to manage this one here, because I've got my stop loss, I've got my management, how can I put it? Yeah, but I've got my management forecasting done already. So let's jump into it. There we go. Okay, let me just come on the 1 hour time frame, show you guys what it is that I see. And one thing that I like is that even if the trades do go against me, at the end of the day, I like the fact that it's what I saw and how I wanted to execute them. So let's say, for instance, here with the DAX market, and also understanding trades, like let's say, for instance, you can simply see we've got our first touches, yeah, boom, second touches, we're hoping to get a third touch and we're close to here. But instead of that, price actually did come to retest this area. So you can see area of resistance, price came, retested these areas. So I like the fact that they did get in this significant zone. As you can see, price did get in the zone, so it did reject, and then the 1 hour candle retracement, on which it's a very safe trade now for us to be in. And even if it does go a bit more to the upside, let's say it does go a bit more to the upside, I'll take a loss here, yes, 1%, but I will get to execute another trade here, which will give me a much more better risk to reward, on which it's safe. And you can see how this trade is actually moving. Super simple impulse correction, so waiting for the next impulse, but I'm looking to take targets anywhere down to here. Then going to the downside will just be a bonus. But let's go on the 15 minutes, see what price is telling us on the 15 minutes. There we go, and I'll show you guys how I got to manage this beautiful trade on the 15. Okay, so you can see that area of resistance, that significant area that I showed you guys right here, significant area, and price came, rejected these areas first, second, and third times. Like you can see this beautiful hammer. I'm not too sure if you guys can see this beautiful hammer here, and boom, engulfing movement to the downside. So this is actually a beautiful trade that I'm in. I'm very confident with this one here. Not confident meaning that I'm gonna risk more, it has to go well, but I like such trades. I like trades that make me feel like this. And looking forward to just could have already had myself stop loss here, but that was going to be a huge stop loss compared to the rewards that I'm gaining. But now one thing that I've done is that I waited for a small correction. As you can see, as my small correction, impulse, small correction, and the next impulsive candle to the downside. Next impulsive candle, I got it, and then I placed my sell position. Okay, let me hold it like this. I placed my sell trade somewhere close to here. That's where I placed my sell trade, and boom, price went to the downside. Went short to the downside. Placed my stop loss here. I could have easily placed my stop loss here, but I was like, let me just be a bit more safe. I placed my stop loss here, and now it's like this. It gave us this beautiful. We'll just see what it does when it does move forward. But the management, I like the management on this, because once you can simply see your queuing candle is now coming back as a bearish candle, but you can simply see right here is where my 1% is going to be. So once price does get to my 1%, I move stop loss. I move stop loss here to break even. Meaning once this price does get here at 1%, one thing that I will be doing is that I'll be moving the stop loss to just break even, hopefully going back to the downside and aiming to take profits. It's not, I'm not going to take profits as soon as it gets to my target area. I'll see how it gets there, and then I'll try to make the most out of it. So you can see it's a bit more corrective now. It's moving in a corrective nature, but I like the fact that there's actually some, it's candles that are rejecting to the upside, to the bottom, to the upside, to the bottom, on which the next breakout, if it does break to the downside, I believe that once it does break here, it will continue going to the downside more. Then we'll just manage it, but you can see what the candle looks like right now. And the last trade that I have for today is, let's see, boom, Euro USD long. So with this one here, okay, let me put the camera back on like this. With this one here, it's I'm not too sure if I'll be involved in it, if I'm gonna be taking this trade, but I think it's already ready now for what I have been looking for. I disliked the fact that it's actually moving downwards in a descending type. Okay, no, not descending, in a corrective. It's very corrective, meaning that I have feelings of maybe it won't impulse in my direction. But okay, I don't know what I pressed there. There we go, zoom in. But you can simply see what I'm looking for right here. It's a beautiful descending type pattern. Let me just make sure that you guys can see it. Beautiful descending type pattern. There we go. Descending type pattern right here. Impulse descending, meaning that the breakout has to be to the upside. But not only that, I like the fact that first touch, second touch, now we at the third touch here, double bottom structure. So hopefully price is gonna break and come all the way to these areas here, and these key levels, 1.18620, somewhere around there. But before that happens, obviously we need to be able to catch this inner trade. So on the 15-minute here, I've got beautiful significant zone here, as you can see, where price has rejected multiple times. I used the most recent, so it did reject here, it did reject, did reject, did reject. So now you can see I've been waiting for some sort of a candle that will confirm to me that we are ready to go to the upside, on which I'm a bit more skeptical of this last rejection, but we'll see. We'll continue to manage it, and maybe if I do get an engulfing candle, I will just place my buy stop just above it. Stop loss, close to 9 pips stop. And let's see, obviously this will be, it won't be, I wouldn't say it's our first target. I'd say it's these areas, close to 4%. This area, we'll just see how price got here. We'll see how price gets here. If it does, because it's a key level and it's actually a resistance zone, but if it does break up, then it will possibly come back to retest and then go back to the upside. So even if it did miss an entry here, can still capitalize on an entry. Yes, this one would be a bit more safer to take, because it would have confirmed that price has broken, highs, and then now it's going back to create new higher highs and higher lows. But that's actually the trades that I am seeing for today, and I'm not too sure about what it is that you're seeing. But if you're already seeing some of these trades, comment below, tell me about them. Not only that, but I want you to like this video, as I believe it will get to reach someone out there, and it has helped you also be able to see how I see the markets, what are my thought processes, and what I go through day by day. And hopefully soon I'll be making a video speaking about the day in life of what it is. As soon as I wake up, how do I go through my day, and how do I catch these trades and so on. But I'll see you guys on the next video. So Boile Samutupi, make sure to like, subscribe on my YouTube channel, and I will see you next time.